Hello everyone, this is Paukshte Fashion Workshop. I remind you that we post new videos every day. Today we continue working with the sleeve, which is gathered at the bottom, and edged with the cuff. Last time we showed you how to make a pattern for the sleeve, how to cut it, and how to cut the cuff. Natalie is teaching the sleeve for gathering it. The width of the seam is 5 mm. Stop stitching right in the point where you started. Don't make back stitches. Be very attentive. Don't cut the threads, they should be long. Next, we need to make the second seam the same way. The second seam should be placed 5 mm up from the first one. We're making two seams in order to be able to gather the sleeve accurately. You won't be able to do it with just one seam. As I've already said, don't make back stitches. The thread should be long. Next, we're going to gather the sleeve bottom. We pull the lower threads out. Pull them to gather the sleeve at the bottom. Watch the way Natalie is doing it. Be very careful. Do not tear the threads. We need to gather the sleeve bottom in such way that is 25 cm wide at the bottom, just like the cuff. Don't hurry. Be very attentive. Have a close look at the way Natalie is working. Pull the two threads at once. This is the only way to gather the sleeve accurately. Make sure that the width of the sleeve and the cuff match. Distribute the gather evenly. Such sleeve would look good in any fabric. If you make it of strong fabric, the sleeve will be pretty tough. If you make it of light fabric, the sleeves will look airy. We show you the techniques. We want you to be able to sew and wear anything you want. Use your imagination. The double stitching allows making very beautiful neat frill. You wouldn't be able to do it if there was just one seam in the sleeve. Natalie makes two notches. in the center of the cuff and in the center of the sleeve. Join the cuff and the sleeve according to the notches. Make sure that the seam in the cuff matches the seam in the sleeve. Pin the details, then tack, and only after that stitch. When you tack the details, check if they're even. This is a must. There are two checkpoints: the seams on the cuff and the sleeve, and the center of the cuff and the sleeve. Match these points, pin the details, tack them, and stitch. Natalie is not going to tack the details. She can stitch them accurately without doing it. Natalie is stitching the details. She is stitching from the cuff side. The feed dog also helps to distribute the frill accurately. The width of the seam is 7 mm. You can make it 5 mm wide. It depends on how much you add for it. Make sure that you distribute the gather evenly. This is very important. Make a back stitch at the end. Next, we need to remove the threads, which we used for gathering the sleeve. Natalie is removing the threads. The gather looks very beautiful.
Сейчас слегка приутюжим.
Next, we need to iron the seam.
Аккуратно
Be
только
very
паром,
accurate.
паром,
Steam it.
чуть-чуть. Нам нужно дать направление,
The seam should be directed towards the cuff.
чтобы он смотрел вот туда, вниз, в манжет. И здесь тоже аккуратненько. Красивые такие складочки получились, такая сборка. Нижнюю
The
часть
cuff can be
манжета
sewn by
можно
hands.
подшить вручную. Совместили шов со швом.
We've
Сейчас
joined the
нужно
seams.
завязать.
We are going to tack the detail before stitching.
Вручную.
It should be done for us to be able to stitch the details accurately.
Наташа,
Pin the
предварительно
details
стала
first.
булавками. Будьте внимательны, это
What we're
такой
doing
важный
now
момент,
is
чтобы
very important.
манжет у вас не
Make sure
перекосился.
that the details are accurate.
Никаких не было смещений тканей.
We can start taking now.
Сейчас нужно
Use the
записать
thread
так,
of the
чтобы
same color for
ещё
stitching.
раз проверить, что весь припуск
Make
для
sure
сборка
that the
у вас
edge is
внутри
hidden
манжета.
inside the cuff. We are going to sew the cuff by hands.
Ниточками в цвет.
Natalie is going to make the invisible stitches.
Будьте аккуратны, будьте внимательны.
Please be very
Одна
accurate
две
and
ниточки с
attentive.
одной стороны. И одна-две ниточки
Watch the way Natalie is working.
с рукава и с манжета.
Make
Так,
sure
чтобы
that the seam is
эта
not
нитка
visible.
потом пряталась между швом. Наташа,
The seam is ready. Next, we need to remove the taking and iron the seam slightly.
Такая кропотливая работа, но
It's a
она
hard
того
work,
стоит.
but the result is worth
Потому
it.
что из любой ткани будет красиво выглядеть.
As I've already said, you can make such
Платье
sleeves
это
of any
самое
fabrics.
красивое платье. На некоторых тканях можно
Some fabrics
просто
allow doing these
вручную
seams on a
пошить,
sewing
а
machine
можно
instead of
проложить
hand
нитку.
stitching. Anyway, I think that this way is neater.
одели наш рукав.
I'll pin the sleeve here.
Ну вот,
It looks exactly like we wanted it to.
такой небольшой фонарь
Beautiful frill
на
and a narrow
узком
cuff.
силуэте.
We were glad to show you this
Мы были
technique.
рады показать вам
We're
эту
Ira
технологию.
and Natalie. Be
С вами
different
была
and
Наташа.
beautiful. Subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Goodbye.